Hey everybody, how you doing? I hope you're having a peaceful Friday or you're having a peaceful weekend and you're just watching this with sipping a lovely drink and maybe having like French fries or something naughty like that. So I wanted to talk about citation management. There are multiple citation generators out there, and I found out that Zotero, the one that I'm going to highlight mostly in this one, and probably all the other ones too, do not have an AI component because it is a known factor that AI can mess with stuff. So if you ever get a bad citation, it could be that you pulled that citation from someplace that already was bad. People are putting out bibliographies that were AI generated slop, for example. But once something is in Zotero, you can edit it or you're fully responsible for it, but Zotero will never edit the information on the fly. So I'll talk about that more as we go. But it's still very reliable, and you can go to their website and see more information. First of all, if you go to Research Guides, if you type in Citation Manager, there's a guide on how to choose a citation manager. EndNote is the long-standing college darling. Zotero is the young up-and-comer. Mendeley, I think, is health sciences-y. And Noodle Tools is, I don't know what Noodle Tools is. If you want to cite something wildly abstract, like somebody shouting on a box from a street corner, that's the place to go. But be that as it may, there's help. And there's people that can help you with these sorts of things. So Zotero, what's that? So if you go to zotero.org, there's three parts to it. There is the software that lives on your computer, but you can all use Zotero exclusively online as well. There's also like a phone app too. So whatever machine you're on, it's going to know just by the cookies and the information that goes in the packets that are sent back and forth about your computer. When you click on download, it's going to know that I'm on a Mac. And it's going to know that I've got Zotero 8, and it's going to do the connector. And here's mobile just in case I'm there. Let me talk about these. Zotero is there's like three parts. There's an online account that saves all of your metadata. There's the hardware end, which is, it looks like this, and it manages your citations. I'll talk about that in a minute. And then there's the connector. Whatever browser you're in, there's typically a connector for it. Let me show you how the connector works. The connector is this innocent, unassuming sort of a thing that's up here with my ad blockers and things like that. So log in, download these two, and then next steps, hopefully you get through those. But if you run stuck, look for the instructions on the open web or ask AI. I downloaded this, how do I connect everything? But here's the magic of why it works. So if you go into the library catalog and you do a search for Harry Styles, let's see if there's any scholarly articles about Harry. Peer-reviewed journals? That can't be right. Okay, see, we find they can't all be about Harry Styles. That would be insane. Taylor Swift only has like 200. There must be some other Harry Styles. So here we have the musician, sex representation in media lore. Say I find this and I'm like, oh, this is the perfect article. I go to Zotero. I mean, there's a citation generator already, but here's what the manager does that's neat. I can make any of these folders. So let's see what we've got here. Measuring library community. Let's put it in this one. What you can have is you're in the folder, and I'm like, oh, I really need this Harry Styles thing. If you're in Zotero and you've got the connector and you're logged in, when you click on this, it will give this little pop-up. It's Harry Styles, and then you go back over, and there's your citation. Or rather, there's your metadata. So this metadata, I'm going to move my head over to the side. This metadata can be edited. So if you wanted to translate that, I wonder if that's Hungarian. That's really cool. If you wanted to edit the title to make it lowercase, if you wanted to change something, if you wanted to change the authors, if you can just go to each one of these and type in information. That just lives right there. It's just kind of like this little object. Magically, if you're logged in to the university, if it's available, it'll download the full text. So this is kind of heavy. If you download a bunch of citations, it fills up space pretty quick. Isn't that cool? That's kind of new though. Also, you can say, I'm going to right click and add a note. In older versions, this was called a child note, and I can write things like, I got this because of the social community building connections scholarship. So whenever you download an article, that's like this moment where you're furiously going through berry picking. You're looking for this blueberries on this bush. Maybe there's strawberries over here and raspberries. You don't remember where these all came from. So when you get to the point where you're ready to synthesize the information, it's nice to have these little child notes. So how many times it was cited. You could write down any number of different things and keep notes. It's pretty cool. And this lives in an editable form, so I can always change stuff. You can also share it with people. So I'm doing a paper about social materiality with some people in San Diego. And we could say, well, go through the article and find your favorite quotes, and then copy those in there. So when you're doing an annotated bib, you can sort through things like this, and it's really handy. What do you do when you're done and you want to make a bibliography? Select everything, and again, I'm going to do a control click. There must be some other function for this, but I'm going to say create bibliography. I'm going to say I want it to be in APA. I'm going to copy it to the clipboard, and then I'm going to open up Word. Hopefully this won't take forever. Ooh, there's also a Word plugin, so you can cite as you write. That's a little over my head, so I'm not as used to that. But if I do edit paste, da-da-da, there's my formatted bibliography. Although it got the title wrong. That should be sentence case, not title case. So beware. And again, if it doesn't have, that's awkward. If it doesn't have a DOI number, this one doesn't have one, that's kind of a red flag, and it might be a fake citation. So don't forget, if you go and copy and paste this, put it in quotes in the library catalog, you can see if it's the real deal. Okay, one more thing that I wanted to show you. Oh, this is free, by the way. I don't know if they de-identify the data, so that's something to look up. There's Zotero online, but there's also a quick site called zbib, where you can put in, let's go back. Did I close my Word file? I did not. Okay, let's go back. You can take a DOI that you grab, and you can go to zbib.org. You paste it in here, and it will find it. Learning the ropes together. Ooh, this one put it down to sentence case. Come on, Zotero, catch up. So for what it's worth, that lives in the history and cookies of your browser. So if I cleared out my cookies, all of these would go away. Whereas in Zotero, it saves it in perpetuity until I erase it or something like that. This has been Dale, your librarian. I hope this helps.